How's it going, guys? My name is Bill, and in today's video we are going to attempt some surgery on the Bronco grill here. Now this is a Badlands stock front grill, and it has these white letters on the front, but I don't have white anywhere else on the car. I have black. We've got the cyber yellow, so I'm going to change the color of those, hopefully, and color match it to the cyber orange. Now that is a tri-coat color. If you're looking for a painting tutorial, this is not the place for it. I am definitely not a professional painter, but if you're interested in how you can take the letters off and paint things and put them back together, then maybe this video will help you out. And again, if you're looking for tips on how to be a good painter, you don't want to follow me. But anyway, we got the grill off. Now I recorded a video a little while ago that I never included anywhere that shows how to take this front grill off, and I'll go ahead and insert that right now. So we're going to have to take this little piece out first. Should just be able to get a tool in there to pop that up. Then once that's raised up, get under there, pull that out. So it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like there's just 4 that are attached to the grill itself. But there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces total. Let's go through, pull all these up. Alright, we can just pull up on that a little bit. Pull the rest of this out. And the whole thing, that whole tray. Now we have 4 10mm screws right there. Alright, so it looks like, I don't know if you can see in there, but there's a clip right on the inside there. Just pull that out. Same on this side. And then just a couple of clips along the bottom. And the whole grill pops out. Now that we've gotten the grill off and that we are back, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to do some drilling. Now these are heat staked on there, so basically it's this big piece of like a plastic tube that goes through there, and then they melt it a bit and kind of donut it out on the back side. We're going to have to go ahead and drill that out enough that we can pop all these letters off. Now this is the part that kind of scares me, where we can either end up with something cool, or we could ruin our perfectly good grill. Alright, so you just got a 1/4 inch drill bit here. And that drilled it out pretty much, but left a little bit of lip. There we got the O. We need to clean the bugs off of it. We still got most of that stem there that we could stick back through, and then I'm just going to use some plastic epoxy when we put it back together to re-adhere this. But yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of trying to carefully whittle this down. and working all these letters off. So I won't bore you with watching me do all of it, because it's going to be the same thing just all the way down. And we'll take all these letters off of there. We got the letters off. Good news is that that doesn't look completely horrible, so if I mess these letters up and have to go without, that won't be horrible, I guess, until I can get something in or put something across there to kind of block that out. But I think we'll be fine. Got all the letters out, so now I'm just going to clean them all, some bug and tar remover because they've got bugs stuck to them, and then do some light sanding on it, and we'll check in. I just got 400 grit sandpaper. Not trying to make it rough, just trying to scuff up the paint, make sure we have something to adhere to. I don't know how well you can see or not see, just kind of getting the gloss off of there, cleaning it with some isopropyl alcohol. Let it sit off to the side, and then just keep doing the same with all the letters. They're sanded down, wiped down with isopropyl alcohol, let them dry. Now I'm just going to hit it with some adhesion promoter. I'm going to do a good coat on everything, make sure get a good wet coat and let that dry. Alright, so next need to wait 5 minutes, come back and do another coat. Did 2 coats of the adhesion promoter. Now it's going to do some primer, and it's going to do a couple light coats on with this. So I put this on the table in the middle of the garage here, so I can kind of go around each letter and get it from each side. Where if I had done it over on the bench or somewhere, I might have ended up with a blank spot somewhere, not realizing it. Go ahead, let that dry, come back, do another coat or 2. So we have everything primered now. Went through, sanded everything. Once I was done with the primer, started with 600, went to 1,000, and then ended up at 1,500. So probably finer than I needed to go, but everything's ready for color. I said it is a tri-coat, so there's actually a ground coat, which is the yellow, and then a mid coat, which is kind of the sparkles, for lack of a better word, and then the clear coat. So that's what the tri-coats are. But so the first one is just this yellow, which we give it a good coating. And so then we just let that dry for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then come back, do another coat, do 2 or 3 more coats of that, then we'll let it dry for about a half hour, and then we'll come and do the next coat. Alright, so we've got our base color down. It looks pretty orange, but what makes this color cool is the sparkle in it and the way it changes in the light, which it doesn't do too much of yet. until we put this next coat on. So it's just looks pretty clear going on. But it's got all the shimmer and sparkle in it. So it almost looks like we're doing a clear coat now, but I don't know if you can see in this lighting on the camera here, it's adding a bit of sparkle to it. It's like a clear coat, but not quite, and it's got like the metallics and everything in it. But let that dry 5 to 10 minutes, do 2 more coats of that, and let that dry for about 30 minutes. Alright, now we've got some 2K clear. I've already shaken it a bit, and now we got to do the little doohickey on the bottom. Alright, so that should release everything. This is actually a 2-part. You gotta do that to pop it and mix the 2 parts together. So now we can shake it, and then we will do a couple of thin coats on here. Alright, so here we go. So it's the next day, let these sit overnight, but it's not a whole lot of sunlight out here today, but I think these came out pretty awesome. So now, of course, real test is, let's see how it matches to the car. There, we've got the Bronco. There we've got our B. That's pretty, I think that's pretty close for yeah, it's definitely going to be close enough, since it's going to be there. We got the black grill and then the letters. Yeah, I think that's going to work. So let's go ahead and get these mounted back to the grill. So I'm just going to use some JB weld, some plastic JB weld. Squeeze some out. And just using a matchstick, that's all I got to stir this with. I'm just going to put a little bit of plastic weld on these pins. Pop them in there. And put a little more this plastic weld around the back side. Good, we'll go ahead and let that sit and harden up, and hopefully all our letters are on there nice and firm. I'll paint it and reattached. Everything's dried up. And personally, I think it turned out awesome. What do you guys think? Now I did, originally I ordered some colored overlays. It's just like a vinyl decal that's cut out. But it didn't wrap around all the way to the edge, so it still would have had the white edge behind it. So then I thought about, well, maybe if I just paint or plasti dip or paint or do something simple to turn them black, so the edges would all be black, and then put the color overlay on, it wouldn't look bad. Then you wouldn't see the white behind it. But then I was like, well, if I'm going through all that trouble to mask it off, I might as well just take them off and paint it. So that's what I ended up doing, and then just doing the whole thing. If you want the color overlays, I got a Cyber Orange, pretty close match to the Cyber Orange vinyl letters that just overlay. They just sit on top, they don't wrap around. But if you're interested in them, let me know down in the comments below. If there's a couple of people that say yes they want them, I'll just pick somebody at random and go ahead and send them to you, because I'm not going to use them, but maybe somebody's interested in them. If so, let me know down in the comments down below that you're interested. But let's go ahead and put this on and see how it looks. But this just goes back on, I mean, as simple as it came off. Line those up, everything lines up. Then everything just kind of snaps in on the sides and along the bottom. We got our 4 10mm bolts, and then all our pins to put back in. So that's just doing the opposite of taking them out, just pushing them all in. So I'll put that all together, and then we'll take a final look. We got the letters on there. I think they turned out pretty good. What do you guys think? Yeah. Like I said, I am not the person to follow for painting tips. This is probably the best I've painted anything that it's turned out. So I think it gives the whole thing a better look. It's more matched now. Everything else was already previously Cyber Orange and black, except for the white lettering, which to me stood out more. So this, even though it's brighter and definitely more vibrant, it doesn't stand out as much. It just looks like it belongs. Hope that helps out if you were considering painting the letters on your grill. I've seen some videos say, oh, they pop right off and you can paint them. They don't necessarily pop right off. You do have to drill them out a little bit to get them to pop off, but then once they're off, you can paint them. You can do whatever color. Instead, I see a couple of vinyl wraps that you go over that, but the ones I saw are just overlays on the front and not around the edges, so you'd still see the color behind there, which with the black and orange, I think the white behind there would have stood out too much. But again, I'm rambling. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down button. And if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next time.